So I found a new monkey in the mind for me. I like sharing my own monkeys because I'm most of the time my mind, I've got a good handle on it. I've got so many tools now in the 20 years of doing this work and doing so many different, working with different people, different themes, different traumas, that I got a lot of awareness of what's going on up there. So it's, it doesn't catch me out too much. Anyway, new monkey appeared. That's, well, not new, been dormant monkey appeared after I made these YouTube videos public. Before I was using it as an unlisted option, which means I can just send a link to people and they're the only people that can view it. And I decided, no, it's probably better that they're just able to be accessed by anybody. And if they're useful to people, they're meant to find them, then they will. And so what happened was, the rest of that day when I changed those links and made them public, I was busy doing other things, so it was fine. Got into bed, and that's when we all find that when we're not got any other distractions going on in the day, that's when we have to get a lot of this mind chatter on a night. And what appeared was, oh, I don't think you should have done that. Oh, they're not that good. I mean, people might think this is just stupid anyway. And if you really explained it properly, because the people you were sharing it with before, they already understood what you were talking about. And maybe you need to just do more. And I just watched this. And I was like, oh, this is the monkey that wants to hide. The monkey that doesn't want to be seen. The monkey that wants to keep my work in its own little arena of people that already know me, understand me. It's a safe place. So as I'm branching out further by doing something new, putting myself out there more into an arena, this monkey's like giving me all the reasons why that's probably not a good idea. Now, why don't I change the links back to unlisted, actually, because that's probably better. You can just share it with people that I think might be interested. And I just watched it and I just said, no, you have an idea of what you think I should do. I could buy into it emotionally and feel that, oh yeah, wanting to kind of grip into the old familiar. We all know that feeling. It's like a feeling of wanting to almost retreat, go back. And instead, what we want to do is go further into our expansion. We want to expand, not contract. We want to trust and open rather than close in fear. So I've just left it. And it very quickly, that's weakened. It probably came day 2, it was there a little bit again, making a bit of noise in my head. Day 3, but I could easily combat it because I knew what was going on. I knew it was a theme of stay small, which I've had at various points in my life, and I've just kept breaking through. But just, it's interesting when you do something different or you change a way of being, expect that you're going to get some noise about that. We've got a lot of, as much as we can have the kind of more forceful, dominant mind thoughts, we can also have the fearful, doubtful mind thoughts, which are just as difficult to navigate. And if we believe them, then we stay and shrink, and we go, no, don't do that thing, don't go for that promotion, don't put yourself out there, don't ask, just stay as you are. This is the idea of the cocoon. We stay in the cocoon of what's familiar, what feels safe. But it's not safe, it's just the same. There's no growth there. So what we want to do is expand into spaces. And what's the worst thing that can happen? People won't like it. Well, it's all right. Nobody has to listen to it. This is how I speak back to this aspect of a mind that wants to say it, wants to doubt it. So we are completely unlimited beings here. We're souls in bodies with this ability for massive, massive expansion of breaking free of conditionings of who we are. And yet we often stay small and constricted in the familiar patterns of behavior, in the familiar doubts, in the familiar mind programs. But we actually have the power to break free and expand out of that. And if we know that we're going to get some noise, then it's okay. We can do it anyway. So what I'm going to share in the description part of this video is a link to one of the, I've got 2 journeys that I've created through my work. One's called the Awaken journey, all about awakening up to your consciousness of who you are. And the second one's the Allowing journey, which is more about working on a deep dive on just trust and surrender, just allowing things to be. So I'm going to link something that's just come to me as I'm talking, because this is a lot about this kind of imposter syndrome of, oh, that's not you. This isn't how you should be. Go back to how you are. And it matches up perfectly what I'm saying. So I'm gonna add a option, a little taster of that, so you can kind of have an idea of and go deeper into this. So yeah, the monkeys in the mind are not the masters. They're not in charge of you. Just like that thought of, oh, I don't think you should do that, is not in charge of me. It's only a problem if I listen to it and believe it. When I see it for what it is, of an old pattern that wants the same program as how it's always been, and I'm breaking free of it, then there's going to be some noise disturbance, because I'm not going along with that same neural pathway that's been established over the years. I'm breaking free and creating a new path. Nothing bad's going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. It just is. That's all that there is to it. And as I understand that, then that voice in my head can't harm me. So realize that these monkeys have been created. I was explaining it to a friend on a walk just the other day, and I was saying it's coding from experiences of what happens to us and how we perceive those. We almost get this coded information that comes into our mind, and from the coding we create these aspects that are trying to keep us safe, and they show up in the different guises as the monkeys. And the reason why it's just helpful to see them as the monkeys is that it's less believable that it's you. It's just a formulation of words that are going on in your mind based on the programming, on the coding. It's not true. You have to listen to it. It's not about survival. If it was like, oh, I'm going to go and stand in the road while all the cars are coming, and I've never done it before, so my fear is just telling me not to do it because it's just scared. No, it's just not safe, and I wouldn't do that. That's different. Our mind knows how to keep us safe on those basic survival needs, but it makes way too much noise on the other stuff. There's nothing about our safety. It's just an illusionary trap. So have a listen to my one of my Awaken journey meditations on. It's a bit not meditation, it's a bit like a guided coaching. It's a 30-day program, but this is just one of the days. And see if you can identify with that. See how you have tried to expand and then you want to shrink back into for what's familiar, to the old self rather than stepping further into who you are. Okay, bye for now.